Yeah, Dazzle is definitely one of the better heroes right now, just because he offers so much. You have the heal, you have the sustain, you have a lot. Like Dazzle is really good harassing hero as well in the laning stage. If there's only one offlaner and you have a Dazzle to sort of like can harass him out of the lane, if you're the offlaner, you're just like, oh god, why? Just please, why? And even the weave is like everything about the hero right now is really, really strong.
Dire team pick.
Rubik, and then into the Shadow Fiend. Okay, so 4C&L looks like they're going to go for the roaming Night Stalker, the support Dazzle, a one-roll Juggernaut, put Pikecat on the Shadow Fiend towards the middle lane. So I'm guessing they need an offlaner as they're fine. Ooh. Power Rangers think not. They're looking at this and thinking Night Stalker offlane, and they go for a secondary support. Definitely viable here. Undying is the ban out.
Radiant team pick.
I don't know what support that I'd like here. Like Earthshaker, you kind of pointed out and say, yeah, it's decent. You've got some good lockdown. The initiation tool against Quap and Rubik as well as Gyrocopter is pretty good. But you're against a Rubik. You then have 3 melee heroes there, and you don't have anyone really to jump, over the Fissure and give you that advantage either. Just to pile on into that hero that's stunned up.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I do... first of all, I'm actually really surprised that this draft is so quick, by the way. Like, this is very unusual for Dota games, that the draft is so quick. Second of all, what do you think about the Juggernaut and Shadow Fiend as cores pick up this early? I feel like the Juggernaut is sort of like... Juggernaut and, like, the Dazzle is sort of, like, indicative of maybe even, like, applying a bit of pressure really early on towards the towers.
Yeah, potentially. They've got the heal there, and see, this is the thing that was weighing in my mind. There's Bambo and there's Earthshaker, and he has performed exceptionally on that hero of late. I don't know if they move Nikwa around now and actually put him on the full roll and have offlane Earthshaker Bambo. But Power Rangers, they've got the Queen of Pain AA combination, which we've seen for years now. Ice Blast, mobility, damage output. It's great for you there. Displacement with the Rubik, telekinesis pretty good with the Gyrocopter. Yeah, lift him up, throw him into the Rocket Barrage, and Tusk. You've got good survivability and ways to disrupt the team fights. But if this AA gets to level 6, that push you were talking about, it gets more and more difficult for 4C&L to really get underway.
Battle.
Yeah, and I think it's actually a really good pick. It is a perfect, not a perfect counter, but it's a really good counter against the Juggernaut and the Dazzle. Kind of like negates the whole Healing Ward and Shadow Wave combination. I initially thought that 4C&L could potentially even go aggressive try with the Dazzle or Shaker and Juggernaut, but looks like they're just going to run a very classic sort of like lineup. And as you pointed out, or as you speculate, oh
god, they're going to meet here. Shadow Fiend, boy, you're in trouble. Chilling Touch, there we go. Fissure, 5-man,
beautiful. Catches
them all, but Pyket's still stuck. The shards are even better than the Fissure. And with the Chilling Touch damage output, Rocket Barrage to come through as well. Get the first blood for Tron. Now, this here is why I feel that an aggro trial-in from 4C&L just would never work out. 3 ranged heroes, Chilling Touch. The damage output's honestly insane. You've got displacement from the Rubik telekinesis. You catch one hero, they're dead. Even with a grave heal, you're not going to be able to save multiple people. 4C&L, I think, just go stock standard. Dazzle, Jugger up at top. Maybe... what are we actually seeing? Is Bambo's got boots first? Where's the Night Stalker? They've both got boots. What are they going to be doing with these heroes?
I think it's probably going to be support Earthshaker, though.
Okay.
I feel like just the way they kind of... I mean, maybe it's even going to be some sort of like weird dual lane, but I think the Earthshaker can just... by roaming can just accomplish more. And I mean, you saw the aggression coming out from Power Rangers right now. I mean, most likely we will still see a sort of like passive laning from Power Rangers coming out, but they have that roaming potential, right? With the Rubik lift and the AA. So I feel like they definitely need the Earthshaker to be more mobile and sort of like prevent these kind of movements coming out. Yeah, you also have the Dazzle, as you said earlier on, you can TP in, but I feel like an Earthshaker is just as important in sort of like throwing out that Fissure and possibly even turning things around.
Well, the Dire got a good early ward down. Actually, on the Magic Bush again, it's just off the Magic Bush. That doesn't block up the large camp, does it? That just blocks the pull camp.
Yeah, I think so too.
We'll see. We'll see what that's up to. We'll find out soon enough. Radiant Vision. Are we actually seeing anything just yet? There's an OBS on the Tusk and the AA, so no, they've not placed a single one down.
They blocked a camp though, which I think is really good. That's usually the camp that you stack up for the SF to farm.
Yeah.
And it's already difficult enough, or it's already annoying enough to play SF on the Dire side, just because you don't really have as good of an access to the camps as you have on the Radiant side, for example. So yeah, this is a really good ward. Let's see if 4C&L realize that this ward has been placed. I kind of doubt it, just because it felt like the movement coming out from Power Rangers was just to sort of like get an early pickoff. But I mean, once the camp spawns, they of course, or doesn't spawn, they of course will realize it.
That's the thing though. Like, when will they notice? When will EGM go and make that first stack up, or when will Shadow Fiend go and try and stack up himself? It's very rarely that you see it, you know, in the first 2 minutes or so. It comes out a little bit later, because you want to go and clear that stack like minute 6, minute 7, maybe a little bit later, but very rarely any earlier than that, unless you're being crushed in lane and you go straight into the jungle just to try and clear out the camps. But let's take a look. Whose camps get blocked? Whose gets dewarded? Well, what actually happens here is we have a rise towards the mid lane on the Queen of Pain. He's up against Pycat, but EGM is here in the wings as well. While over on the side, J4 chilling touch, EGM. Oh god, you are in trouble. Are you dead?
You're so dead, actually.
The hits, the blink, Arise jumps forward. He's going to get 2 more hits in here. The salve is good though, and they've got a good amount of damage back onto the Queen of Pain. So Pycat, even though he loses his dazzle, they do force Arise back a little bit. He brings himself a salve though, so he'll be back up to full HP, and it's, you know, nothing really massively lost, and they kill off the Dazzle, who was really meant to be there to safeguard this lane for the Shadow Fiend. It's just not happening. While up atop, Cheshire Cat, the Tusk, already trying to control this lane equilibrium up against Sax's Juggernaut, and Bambo, the support Earthshaker, is now stacking, pulling, building things up. But this is the thing, they're not going to realize large camp is blocked at all, and I wonder now if the sentry's worth it straight off the bat, because they're not going to stack it straight away.
Yeah, probably not.
So it's going to wear off before anything really happens over there. Bottom lane, Nikwa taking a battering from Tron's Gyrocopter. Bignum helping out with the telekinesis as well. Now J4 actually making up this defensive tri-lane now. They've shifted another hero here. Up at top, what's happening? Cheshire Cat, Bambo, both stunned by the Centaur. But it's going to be Cheshire Cat who gets the better of this trade. A few more hits in there, but Bambo's boots. A boots Earthshaker. Just walking it off.
Okay, I think EGM realized it now. He just walked by because he wanted to stack or see if there was a camp to be stacked.
It's worth it then.
Yeah. In the mid lane, I just want to point out that they dedicated so much to sort of like disrupting this Pycat Shadow Fiend, and this is like the worst start you can have as a Shadow Fiend. Not only was he first blood, he also skilled Necromastery on level 1 and didn't get any last hit until he hit level 2.
Yeah. He's sitting pretty low on the gold as well. Oh, Arise, fish it up, the razors. He's already blinked, and that's a kill. Pycat gets in there with the razors. Great movement across from Sexy Bambo.
But also big misplay from Arise. Did he just blink to go to the rune? Without any vision on the rune itself?
I guess so. I didn't see it, but it looks like he did. Blink forward, run back, but that really didn't work out for you.
But yeah, so suddenly SF is back in the game. 10 last hits. Ready to go.
And bottle. Like, the thing is, before that kill, he was sitting at like 300 gold. He wasn't going to get his bottle before the 3.5 minute mark even. That's where things get really rough for you. But now looking at it, 3 minute bottle after the start he's had, it's great. Arise has just got it. This is the craziest thing. Pycat gets his bottle before the Queen of Pain, who got an assist, who got a free sort of first lane, or first couple of waves in the lane anyway, and then the kill over on the Dazzle was taken by J4, but still. Good amount of gold over to Arise. He gets his bottle a hell of a lot later, and the courier is up at top, so he's still not going to get it delivered for another 20 seconds or so.
Yeah, this kind of stuff actually can sort of decide a game. Oh, Cheshire Cat smoke is being popped.
Yeah, shard, snowball, Arise. Wait, did that miss? They're still going to get the kill here, but Cheshire Cat puts himself in a position. No
the self
damage from Bambo. Did that scream hit?
I think it hit, yeah.
Okay. It's just either my eyes bugging out or my my client lagging.
Just blame it on Reborn.
I'll blame it on Reborn, yeah. Because I zoomed out at the same time, and whatever. Nikwa?
Oh, Nikwa. Oh, if Bignum had gone for the lift. I'm not sure if he was maybe out of range, but that could have been a potential cliff.
Come on, deny the rune. Can you do it?
Nah.
Nope. Nikwa is too quick on his little feet,
Bignum,
and
though.
it's night time.
It's not going to be quick enough.
Cliff time. Telekinesis time. Lift him. Cold feet will proc, and now Nikwa's held in place. The Fisher not going to do anything to stop him with that chilling touch damage. Power Rangers, 4-1, 4 minutes in, and this is what I was saying. You know, the other day they lose game 1, but game 2 they come back with, you know, a lot of fire in their belly. They know they need to win.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But very unfortunate. Like, it's just a small notion that kind of decides this gank. Like, if the AA doesn't get the chilling touch off before he gets stunned, I don't think they get that kill actually. So yeah, that's very unfortunate. All right, or even the cold feed. So yeah. I don't know. Just very unfortunate sequence for 4C&L. But at the same time, it kind of evens out, I guess, with the whole mid scenario where Arise sort of like, you know, happened, I guess.
Arise happened. Well, he's got his bottle and boots. Shadow Fiend realizes that with the Queen of Pain hitting level 6 already, kill potential is there with, you know, just one rotation in. He's got a haste rune, but still Snowball Shard, Sonic Wave can quite easily kill him off. So he's going to farm the jungle for a while. Interesting that they are not putting Bambo's moving there. So they'll put Bambo mid for a little while to get some experience and maybe a little bit of gold. But you compare the two carries right now. Saksa on the Juggernaut. How does his timing actually fare up against the Gyrocopters? Because Gyro, it feels like he can get his initial items faster. Just, you know, clearing through jungle. He's got Treads, Aquila. But then he doesn't necessarily need a farming item to come up next, right? You know, no Mask of Madness, nothing like that really is required, just because you have Flat Cannon and Rocket Barrage.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it kind of depends on what Saksa goes for in terms of items. I mean, I feel like if... Oh, are they gonna go for Smoke here? Nah, they're not gonna get him. But yeah, I feel like if this is the old Juggernaut build with the Mask of Madness, I think it's actually better than the Gyrocopter. But it's most likely just gonna be like Yasha, Sanjin Yasha kind of build, drums, maybe. So yeah, in that regard, I think the Gyrocopter is just gonna be better and faster in terms of farming. Bottom lane, Nikwa.
J4, a hunter in the night, is chasing you down, and Pycat is hasted here. Ran all the way from his own jungle to get down to this bottom lane, and they find that kill pretty simply. Cooldown is expended, and oh god, Nikwa turns. Arise the Sonic Wave, yep, easy takedown on the Night Stalker, 1 for 1. Off laner for support. But this is rotations from the Radiant. You know, it's a good kill, but they've got 4 heroes down here, while the Dire, they've got a little more room up at top, at mid, to farm themselves through.
I think this is the stuff that nightmares are made of. I mean, a hasted Shadow Fiend and a Night Stalker fighting a little scared Ancient Apparition in the jungle who just wants to pull.
Radiant's top tower is under
An Ancient Apparition who has a Quelling Blade, no less.
I don't even know why, honestly.
His plan is to hide in the trees. See, this is the thing with supports who are melee. I fully
understand.
Fully love like Tango's or Quelling Blade to go and D-ward, but on an Ancient Apparition, it's
maybe he has some way to sort of like cliff jungle, you know, like Solo did, where he cut through the tree lines. I mean, on I don't know how it works on the. Maybe it works on the Cambia, the one you're looking at right now. Maybe it works there.
It does. You can do that.
Okay, so maybe this is something that he's looking towards.
Potentially. Maybe he's got some weird reboard game-breaking glitch where you can, you know, Quelling Blade a Juggernaut while he's spinning or something like that, and it just one-hit kills him. You never know. You never know. There's all sorts of bugs and glitches that can be abused. But Tier 1 tower down at bottom lane does go down, while Dazzle takes the one up at top, so 1 for 1 trade pretty much on the dot there.
Sexy Bamboo runs into a call down and he's dead.
Yeah. Cheshire Cat.
He just wanted that bounty rune.
Cheshire Cat was behind him as well. So even if he'd gone for the bounty and retreated, there's still the Tusk waiting in the wings with the snowball and shards to catch you on your way out. Now, Saksa, have we seen yet? No face boots. Going into the Treads. So, Treads, S and Y. Definitely what he's potentially looking at there. And he's wrapping around on J4's Ancient Apparition. No escape mechanism. This is as clean a kill as you can really get.
So dead. Oh, actually, his Quelling Blade. Oh, his Quelling Blade is saving him. Oh, no. I can't believe this.
Are you serious?
This juking path that he cut through because of his Quelling Blade, it saved him.
And
this is
now,
unreal.
EGM, ATPs, there's no stun. That's a level... Wait a second. Did Cheshire Cat just hit level 6 from a creep that died and he didn't have mana? He had stick shot. He has, I don't know. When did he hit level 6?
I think he hit level... I want to say he hit level 6 afterwards. I feel like if you hit level 6... like you're definitely reminded, hey, oh, hey, I could technically, you know, stick charge up, and then let's just give him the benefit of the doubt and say he hit level 6 afterwards.
Well, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. Well,
that AA, man, Quelling Blade is legit. Obvious.
He made like 3 extra juke spots for himself. 4C&L didn't have a flipping clue.
He continues to do it. He continues to do it. This is how you play AA nowadays, dude. He's
hit level 6. Okay, right. Quelling Blade. There we go. I'm going to be doing this in all my pubs now. I don't care about my team. I'm going to Quelling Blade into the bloody trees and hide.
Honestly, I mean, yeah. In this context, I mean, he gets level 6, so perfect. I mean, I definitely spent 200 gold on an support an AA if I can get level 6 out of it.
Well, Saxa hasn't made use of his ultimate just yet, and I don't think he will anytime soon either. Power Rangers, they're on the rampage. Big Numtron, Cheshire Cat, smoked up. They're going to walk into EGM, so they're not going to catch the Juggernaut. And they might not even catch the Dazzle here as the shards clip him out. The snowball forward of the Saxa. He's spinning up, and this cooldown will slow the advance or the retreat. Saxa wants to go back in, though. Big Num lifts him, throws him back, and Pycat even TP's in here with Sexy Bambo to try and chase them down. Cheshire Cat, Snowball, 7 seconds. Oh, what? 3 hits from that Omni Slash onto him with a creep wave right next to it. The Ice Blast off the mark completely, and Sexy Bambo. These fishers, multiple heroes, time and time again. Saxa, there's a grave. EGM has that one up and running, and the TP out. Telekinesis is there and ready. Big Num catches him, and that's a kill over on the Juggernaut. And Rise wants to keep on going, it looks like. He's got Blink in 10, but Pycat full HP, and you know what? He's hasted. Hasted once again. Nikwa, TP's up to top lane, but I'm not sure what he can bring to the table here in terms of teamfight capability. Maybe the fact that Cooldown and Ice Blast are both on cooldown. They run in here. Fisher again onto 2 from Bambo. And Tron, slowed, stunned. Is there a killing blow with a raise from Pycat? There is. They bring down the Gyro in exchange for the Juggernaut. So not bad in the trade-off there. Yeah, pretty good in fact for 4C&L.
That was just weird, honestly. That was just weird. Overall, every single hero was involved in this exchange, which kind of felt like wasn't really worth it for either team. Let's be honest here. I mean, they only got like the carry of the other team, but they didn't really get anything else out of it. It was kind of awkward. But you know, I think in the grand scheme of things, it actually may benefit 4C&L more, just because the Gyrocopter has been farming like a beast, and kind of want to get him off the map for a while. Just because he has the potential to just flash farm, right? So, yeah, I think it's okay. Looking at Pycat, he's working towards a Sanj. I mean, we pointed out last game, I think, that that's usually how you build SF these days.
Yeah. Sanj into SNY, Helm of the Dominator. Maybe not the Helm with the AA out there. You know, Lifesteal isn't as effective, but definitely the SNY. Maybe then even just straight into the BKB, because honestly, the magic damage output and the lockdown from Power Rangers is pretty immense. Now, Bambo, we talked in the draft about his excellency playing this Earthshaker. Blink timings range from like 12 minutes to 20 minutes when he's playing off lane. Support-wise, though, I've not really seen too much of him playing support Earthshaker, but it looks like he's going to get a reasonable timing anyway on this Blink. 12 minutes, 12 minutes in, 1,200 gold. Only 900 to go.
And Arcane Boots as well, so that's actually quite good farm on a support Earthshaker. I mean, he has been involved in 2 kills, so I guess that's kind of okay, but he also just cleared a stack. I don't even know how he clears stacks with Earthshaker. That was actually pretty impressive. Like, he and Dazzled sort of like did it, and this is the kind of stuff that you have to do, right? If you're supports that aren't really good at naturally clearing stacks, that you have to like sort of like come up with a way to manage and find some farm, because supports need farm as well.
J4, this anti-mage, bloody hell. This ancient apparition has a Midas recipe. I don't know. He's farming. It's the
Quelling Blade, dude.
It's the Quelling Blade. It is. I just keep expecting a Battle Fury to pop up in his inventory, but he's got the Midas recipe. He's actually progressing pretty nicely. Bambo, he's waiting in the wings, just hiding in the fog.
Nikwa,
ready. Nikwa, yeah, they're stolen. That's crippling fear, but Nikwa earned and healed. And the turn back with a weave over onto a bunch of heroes there. 3 of them hit, in fact.
And Saxa did, by the way, go for the Mask of Madness, which actually came out quite late. I'm not even sure. I mean, I'm not trying to flame him or anything, but it felt like his farm was quite slower than it should have been. Oh, Arise. Double Raise is going to connect.
Yeah, with the Echo. Ice Blast. He's going to get onto Pike. No, he dodges it actually. Gets to the side, and now with the Requiem, he's going to die, but he maybe sets things up for the trade-off as in comes the rest of his team charging forward. Saxa, Nikwa, Sexy Bambo, Fisher ready. Line it up, let it go, but no.
He has shards. He has shards. He can block him out if he wants to.
You're right. The Tusk will run himself back with his phase boots. He's pretty quick on his feet, even with these heroes running him down.
Just gonna point out, if that had been a full, like a 36 souls necromancy, that would have been a double kill, I think, for Pikehead, because that was a double ult, right? He got his ult off and the death ult as well. And the Tusk should have died. I was actually really surprised the Tusk didn't take more damage, because it was like, oh, double ult, yeah, Tusk is dead for sure, because he was so close to him. But that's like only 18 souls or something.
But he must have been on 36.
Oh yeah, right. Of course, he died. He lost half of them. But then I'm really surprised why it didn't deal more damage, to be honest, because that felt like so weak.
I think it's just because the Tusk is super tanky. You know, with oh god, Bambo. Yeah, you're done for. Ice Blast. AA gets the kill, and this, like J4. Where is this money coming from?
I don't know. He's like, this is quite honestly. Is he just digging in the map trying to find gold? Like this, I have no idea how he manages to find this amount, this amount of money.
A YouTube channel's going to pop up. J4 plays Minecraft, just going around digging, looking for these veins of gold across the map. Hang on, what's stolen? Healing Ward, not too bad for Big Num. That's a pretty good spell to steal, you know. Blade Fury is decent, Omni Slash is decent. A Healing Ward, though, if you want to push into towers and really press the issue up against 4C&L, which you definitely can do. You've got this item advantage. Net worth advantage, what is it? Not too great, and Tron's going to get picked off at bottom lane. Slowed, silenced, or maybe not. TP comes in, and Big Num throws back Nikwa into that rocket barrage. Not going to land the cooldown. Bambo does get clipped on the edge of it. But they save Tron, and this healing ward puts him back up to full HP.
No. It's actually really annoying when, like, such a spell... I mean, it's not necessarily the best spell to be stolen. Oh, EGM heals himself. Has a grave, but he's dead. He doesn't have a TP.
He's got stick charges. Stick.
AA blast for good measure.
Yeah. Oh god, he still dies though. Arise. He's blinked into the middle of this, and now he's dead. He goes for the kill on the dazzle, but doesn't expect the incoming Bambo, and Nikwa kills one and another. No, Nikwa gets the void. Arise. You blinked aggressively. You got two, but you traded off your life for it. You didn't spend any gold before death. Maybe could have. How much do you lose on death? 330. So no, he didn't really lose out on another component of his Aghanim Scepter, but his farm has slowed down significantly as well.
I know how J4 does it. He's just farming chems while we're not watching, and then he's participating in kills. I mean, he is 3, 1, and 5.
He's not a hero you watch. Like, okay, Anti-Mage and Spectre and stuff like that is like, right, where are they? What are they farming? What's their farming pattern? Where's their next item coming from? Because that's what you're always looking at, right? Carries and core heroes.
Yeah,
what's their next item and how do they get to it? Step A to B. J4 is an AA. You expect him to throw Ice Blasts, and that's it. You don't think, oh, he's going to get Midas and a Ghost Scepter, and then Aghanims, and then Boots of Travel. But he is a 4th core. He's sitting there for, what is it, 5th place? Above the Tusk.
That's actually really silly that he has this amount of farm this early on. I'm still questioning the fact that he got this amount of money for his Midas. Like, I'm gonna check the replay for sure. Like, this is some Quelling Blade shenanigans. Like, maybe there's like a buff to Quelling Blade that we didn't get, that trees actually award money or something.
Yep. Something like that. Internet issues, of course.
It wouldn't be a Dota game without pauses and internet issues, dude.
It wouldn't be a live-streamed Dota game that's also going out on Danish TV.
Oh yeah, right.
Without pauses and DDoS and internet issues and crap like that. I'm pretty sure that, I don't know, 70% of the games that have gone out on Danish TV have had DDoS or like 20-minute pauses. It's ridiculous, honestly, what they've had.
It's all about the immersion, dude. The Danish TV viewers need to know what's going on in this.
The full esports experience.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what we have to deal with on a daily basis, guys. Well, Juggernaut, Mask of Manus S&Y, so he's going to go for the old school build. Yasha, yeah, S&Y on the Shadow Fiend. Bambo, Blink, 700 away. And Nikwa, is he rushing Ags? It's kind of interesting that he went Ogre Club and not Point Booster on the Night Stalker. I
will say, though, that there's merit to going for a BKB in this game. I think.
Yeah.
With the Rubik, Tusk, and yeah, even the Gyrocopter. Like the Gyrocopter actually deals a lot of damage. So there's definitely merit in going BKB first. I don't really think it's great to ever go BKB first on any hero, just because it always shows that there's like a certain weakness that you need to overcome, and it kind of puts you in a really bad position where if you pop the BKB early on, that at some point in the late game you're just gonna have like 5-second BKBs, which are really bad. But again, in this game, I think it's kind of worth it.
Well, Power Rangers up to 2,000 lead, net worth, and experience. And it's just going to progress from here, I think. You know, with the Tusk now up to 1,400. I think Shadowblade is pretty good here for him. Silver Edge, Shadowblade, something like that. Get rid of the old passives on Night Stalker. Shadow Fiend, you only take away Presence of the Dark Lord, not Necromastery.
Yeah,
so
not that would be actually pretty cool.
It's okay against SF, but not amazing. Like, the thing is with Break, it's still one of those things where it has like more exceptions than it does being an actual rule. It's kind of weird. But I think like the one way to look at it, or the way I've sort of taught myself without memorizing everything, is that if a passive is sort of innately part of the hero concept itself, you know, like Flesh Heap, like Necromastery, stuff like that, it's not disabled by Break. But if it's something that isn't necessarily, you know, tied into the actual well-being of the hero or the meaningfulness of the hero, then, you know, Break takes it apart. Bristleback is like the one exception to the rule I've taught myself, because Bristleback is disabled by Break, and I still feel like that's a little bit interesting.
Well, that's like the main reason you buy Silver Edge, right? Just because you want to get rid of that. I feel like if you look at games where Silver Edge is being bought, it's either on a hero that naturally builds Shadowblade anyway, so it's like a Slark, and upgrading it feels kind of natural, or it's against one of these really annoying heroes like PA or Bristleback, where you definitely need a break to disable that really annoying passive.
Yeah,
so,
like we've seen Tinies do it time and time again. Instead of Blink going for a Silver Edge to deal with them.
I will say though that in this game, I feel like there's more merit to going for a Blink Dagger on the Tusk in this game. Just because if somebody does get initiated on, say, like a Fisher or even like an Omni Slash, if you blink in, snowball, and save him, I think that could potentially turn the fight around if you do manage to save a teammate. I feel like Tusk Blink is always better than a Shadowblade. Unless there's a support that you could potentially solo kill, or at least like set up to be killed easily or burst it down. But I feel like with a Earthshaker who's quite tanky, and then there's like the Dazzle who has the Grave if you're not able to immediately burst him down, I feel like Shadowblade is maybe not as good.
Yeah, well, we'll see where he goes with it. What else is there? Now, the Ghost Scepter over on J4 is something that we pointed out but didn't really talk about in depth. Obviously, against the Juggernaut, Omni Slash is annoying, so you either force one of them to go Diffusal Blade, or you basically take yourself out of the fight away from the Omni Slash and make it a non-factor against you anyway. That's a good pickup, and from here on, he can look towards Aghanim Scepter, or would you prefer... You know, we've seen a bunch of players, especially CIS players, kind of going away from Ags and into utility. Glimmer Force, things like that. What do you see him going in this game?
I think you want to go Aghanims after this. I feel like this late, I mean, he's already bought a Midas and a Ghost Scepter, right? That's like 3.5k gold invested in just selfish, quote-unquote, selfish items. I feel like if he starts building towards like something like a mech, something we see from Solo, for example, I think that's just going to take too long, to be honest, to be really effective. Because, of course, mech loses in effectiveness the longer the game goes on, or the later you pick it up, I guess. So going straight for the Aghanims could be really good, just because you have that Midas, you're going to hit level 11 pretty soon, so your ultimates start hurting really badly.
On the Tusk, can you see this?
That hair?
Oh, no, no, he sold something, but I was wondering what it was. If you actually zoom in, it says plus 100.
It's like plus 100, yeah. What? I want to know.
Dire's middle tower is under
what
attack.
could he have sold?
It costs 200 gold.
Or what did he buy and then sell during the timer? Smoke is like the only thing, right?
But there's no way he buys a smoke and like is able to sell it within the 10 seconds at the secret shop. Oh, and I guess it would also show up if he
If
just
he's
spotted in base.
back at stash, yeah.
Oh, Dazzle, you're so dead.
Oh dear. EGM, no time to grave. So you don't even need a Shadow Blade to burst him down if you can jump in like that. Ice Blast off the mark, and Bambo will get himself to safety for now. The rest of 4C&L are looking up towards top lane. J4, he's got Ghost Scepter, he's got TP Scroll. I don't think they can kill him. They've got no stuns. No, Saxon, no, don't, no. That's not how that works,
That's
actually.
a very sad Juggernaut. The thing is, if you're Juggernaut in this position, do you really check that inventory to see if he has a Ghost Scepter 18 minutes in? Let's be real here.
That's the thing. Like, I was going to ask you, but I don't know. I don't think you do. You don't expect it. It's like, oh, it's an AA. He got his Midas. Yeah, sure enough, he's got a bit of gold, but he's probably saving, or he's probably going to buy a point booster. He's probably going to go for Aghanim Scepter. That Ghost Scepter has been an amazing little pickup, and it became cheaper recently as well. Down from...
Oh, Bambo.
Yeah.
He tried to be cheeky here with the Invis Rune.
Not finding it. He's close to his blink, though. A couple of stack camps, a couple of jungle camps he takes out. He'll be up there with it. S and Y done for the SF. And what about Saxa, the Juggernaut? He really is starting to... you know, it's not lagging behind, it's just that he's stalling, right? His acceleration has stopped.
Did Nikwa just use his ultimate? His level 1 ultimate before he actually hits level 11 for a level 2 ultimate?
Looks
That's like
it.
super weird.
Interesting. Huh.
I don't agree with this. I mean, they didn't even do anything with it, and afterwards he's gonna have a really long time without having darkness. I guess if it syncs up with the nighttime, it should sync up with the nighttime, I guess, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. If you do this kind of play, I think you wait until you're level 11.
Well, there we go. Nighttime hits. So that should be fine, right? He'll hit level 11 and get his ultimate back up, so it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay. Now, we are seeing Shadow Blade for your Tusk. He's got himself the Amulet. He's getting closer to the old Claymore as well. Tron, BKB is pretty much done. 200 gold away from that one, and this is when Power Rangers can really start to look to take down the last tier one up at top. Fight around Roshan, I think, is what they're going to be looking to go for as well. 4C&L are trying to scramble around looking for any scraps they can find, but they're doing pretty well. You know, they're in the enemy jungle. They've got Blink now over on Bambo. Suddenly, 20 minutes support Earthshaker Blink Dagger. There we go. He's got it. EGM with a medallion. The thing is, 4C&L are behind in kills, but there isn't this overwhelming fear factor, right? They're not super scared of Power Rangers jumping in and destroying them. Maybe if they lose the Dazzle every now and then, yeah, it's okay. They're giving up these sacrifices to the gods. Power Rangers, they have to be very wary, because you can very easily find yourself in a position like this where you think, we're ahead, we've got a good lead, we've got the items we need, and not really pay attention to the items the enemy has, like right here, right now. Hang on a second. Rubik, he Omni slashes down EGM, nearly kills him off, and in comes the snowball. Where's the cooldown? Echo Slam will keep them locked in place, now Big Num is dead. Tusk drops as well, and Dazzle. Let's get killed off by the Rubik. Arise jumps forward with the AA ult up onto Saxa and Nikwa. Juggernaut dies and Nikwa's on the run. Blink from Arise. Not going to go forward as the Fisher out and Requiem. Tron's dead. BKB's up. Is he dead though? He will drop in the end. Pycat. Arise is stuck up on the cliff. Well, this is where Quap wants to be. The auto turret laying down a hellfire on this Shadow Fiend as Nightstalker kills off J4 in the back. What the hell happened in this fight?
Okay, two big misplays coming out from Power Rangers. First one is Gyrocopter actually using the call down to scout out whether or not Roshan was being taken. He just used call down to see if there was they didn't even realize, hey guys, we technically have an AA with Ice Vortex, we could check it with that. If he had call down in this team fight, that probably goes differently. And then Arise whiffs his ultimate. I think it only clipped one hero instead of like the 4 heroes he intended to hit. So that was pretty awkward. Both sides tried to go for a smoking early on. Rubik runs into them, and with the stolen Omni Slash initiates actually a really good fight. It honestly looked kind of good for our Power Rangers in the beginning, but yeah, the SF too strong at this point.
I didn't realize cooldown was on cooldown. I thought with the cooldown, Tron just goes in and destroys them all. Yeah. So did the Dire see this? Because they do have a ward like watching across.
I'm not sure if they paid attention to it, but technically they could have seen it, yeah.
Okay. Well, interesting stuff. Now, AA buys himself a gem. He's still got a ton of gold saved up, so he can actually go back and buy point booster and things like that. This Quelling Blade has been invaluable and of great service.
You're not going to sell that, dude. You're not going to sell that. You're going to sell your TP before you sell that
He's
Quelling
going
Blade.
to put the Quelling Blade in his stash, pick up a point booster, and then when he needs to go and farm, he'll swap it out.
But how do you... You have to create juke paths, dude.
Okay, he'll buy...
It saved his life once already.
He'll buy a second courier and just keep the Quelling Blade flying over his head or something. Hang on a second. Who's this for? Ah, Cheshire Cat, Shadow Blade. That's what it is.
Oh, God damn it.
Yep. Claymore delivered. And we have it. So invis for him. A rise on the Queen of Pain. Aghanims and... What do you go for next as the co-op? Yeah, I think you have to, really.
Yeah, probably. I feel like the amount of damage that comes out from the SF and then also the lockdown from the Shadow from the Earthshaker is just something you don't really want to deal with. It's a shame just because it's only like one support that is really annoying. Like the BKB is not really doing anything for you against the Dazzle Raid. But it's kind of a must-have at this point. They look for Smoke Gink again. And honestly, if they find somebody, they can easily jump him. They have the blink on Sexy Bambo. They have the darkness from Nico now as well. And by the way, this is he actually goes for the Aghanims. But this is where I'm not sure about the Shadow Blade on the Tusk, because once Nico has his Aghanims, he's gonna get a gem as well, and it's gonna be much more difficult for Cheshire Cat to find an opening with that Shadow Blade.
Yeah, you're right. Now, Roshan is up, and it looked like 4C&L maybe wanted to get in there, but at this point, oh no, they're not. They're not baiting it out. Bambo shows himself, Saxa walks across as well, and this movement forward, D-Ward out from the Radiant, and he spot it. And this gem on J4, invaluable so far. It's this little dance around each other, around the Roche Pit, 25 minutes in. It's what we used to see all the time in 6.83, you know? 25 minutes in, Roche Pit importance, because you know that Juggernaut Troll, someone's going to go in there and just take him down. Right here, 4C&L are actually heading across to the other side of the map.
Yeah, interesting. I guess they're not scared of Power Rangers actually taking the Roche, which is, I guess, kind of fair because they don't really have that much damage to take Roche. Oh, Saxa.
Nice blast shatter though.
Too strong. Too strong. But yeah, Power Rangers really doesn't have the damage to take Roche. They don't have a medallion. They don't really have too much physical damage right now. It's only coming out from the gyrocopter, really.
Well, Bignum, 1200. Glimmer Cape is nearly up for him. I guess if he really wants to go for it. And Arise is saving up a decent bank here as like a Swiss bank account, just saving 2,500 gold up, not spending anything of it just yet. And now I'm starting to wonder if he goes for, you know, like a Shiva's Guard or something like that, but we'll find out in a little amount of time. 4C&L, they're so happy just to sit back and farm themselves up. Shadow Fiend's a beast in the late game. Night Stalker scales pretty well, Earthshaker. And when there are a few BKB heroes on the Radiant, you know, that haven't sort of rushed into one, this BKB on the Gyrocopter is going to run down pretty quickly, and Queen of Pain, if she decides not to go BKB as her next item, 4C&L are going to be in such a great position for taking team fights. The magical damage and lockdown that they've got absolutely crushed them all. Now, Saxa, is that really all he has?
Yeah, he hasn't really been farming too well. I don't know. His farming pattern is very, how should I put it? It's just not a typical carry farming pattern. He's not as greedy as you kind of want him to be. He's wasting a lot of time trying to sort of like, I guess, finding an opening or like being with his team, which may or may not be a team call. But, you know.
Did you see it?
Yeah, the whole team just dodged the AA blast. Was like, hey guys.
It was so good. So good. I mean, how do they do this? How do they do this? Like, guys, Ice Blast is coming, synchronized on themselves out.
It looked really funny in the way that everybody was like synced up.
Like lemmings, except they're not jumping over the cliff, they're jumping out of the Ice Blast.
4C&L, they traded the most classic trade in Dota, the Roshan for the tier 1 top. And I think both parties are sort of like fine with it. I don't think Power Rangers want to fight right now. I think they kind of want items on their heroes. I mean, if you fight right now, the net worth advantage from Queen of Pain would be worthless just because she has 3.6k gold in her inventory, which doesn't contribute towards an item. Whereas Saksa is kind of maxed out right now in terms of like spending most of his money. Or they know that Cheshire Cat is there.
Oh yeah, they do. Fisher actually locking his teammates on the wrong side, but Omni Slash with the range on that to get over the Fisher, and actually now onto Bignum. Telekinesis is not going to lock down Saksa. Sonic Wave will kill off EGM's Dazzle and also do a good amount of damage to Nikwa, but the chase is on. Arise, hasted. Where are you going? Bambo, 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 Bambo. Fisher. Nope. There, he's off to the side. And they're pinging out now as the Night Stalker gets vision, but that's a good old trade there. Dazzle for your Tusk and your Rubik. Tron. He has no cooldown. TP is relatively aggressively.
Again?
Tier 1's already gone.
Again, I feel like Tron has to be a bit more careful with this kind of stuff because cooldown is actually a really big part of their team fight.
What does he keep using it on, though?
I mean, I guess now he used it for farming, which I think is a legitimate way to use it, but when he used it on the Roche Pit to scout it out, I thought that was reckless. If he used it for farming, like a camp or like a stack camp, for example, I think that's perfectly fine, but... yeah, I mean, it didn't really backfire here just because 4C&L is retreating. Cheshire Cat.
He comes out of Invis, though.
He's visible.
Walrus Punch. Pycat has Aegis. Even with that hit of the Ice Blast, not going to finish him off. Aghanim Scepter is still a good 1200 gold away as well for this Ancient Apparition as Nikwa running around with his gem. And that Aghanim Scepter is giving that a nice little bit of AoE vision all around them. And 4C&L, they've done very well to just hold their own in this. Power Rangers are getting out-farmed and, oh, interesting. Pycat goes back for the Blink.
I like it. Sort of like makes it easier to sort of like catch up, because if you're playing in a team with a Night Stalker and Earthshaker, you're kind of always on the backline, right? And you're gonna have like the Earthshaker blinking in, initiating, and you want to be able to follow it up. And I think that's usually one of the bigger issues when you're playing with an Earthshaker. Oh, Tron? Yeah, he's dead. Is he dead? Yeah, probably.
Oh, he has to force push his BKB, but I think he's still dead anyway. Damage output too strong. Doesn't even get a chance to use his BKB, beautiful. And even so, he would have been dead anyway.
That was the max range blink from Sexy Bambo. That was beautiful.
Nice. Yeah, with a Shadow Fiend, you can blink. Like, if you see a group of like 3 enemies, you can BKB blink, start channeling Requiem, and have the Earthshaker actually jump in and echo. It's like for team fights, it's less of a follow-through item and more of like a combo item to get Requiem and Echo both timed up nicely. But then it's also very good at positional play. Because if you see the Ice Blast is coming in, or if you know that a fight's going to start off, oh god, Cheshire Cat. Nikwa's on your tail, and you have no Shadow Blade up. Nikwa, oh, the Fisher,
so
2 hits, he still gets him.
God.
Arise pops his BKB, he did buy one, and tries to turn a fight up against Nikwa, but he's tanky with a Graven. Heal out onto this Night Stalker. Arise has to blink and get himself out, so that's ulti and BKB cooldowns, but oh god. You're lucky there's no stun, but you're unlucky that there is the damage from Saksa. Goodness gracious me, 3 for 0 across the space of 25 seconds, and 4C&L come out cruising.
That was insane. Just coming back to the blink tag on Pycat, I also think that is really good just to increase your farming capabilities, just because you're more mobile, you can blink around camps and flash farm better. That's usually what makes anti-mage so good at farming, right? Because you're able to blink between camps and stuff like that, so...
Yeah, we've even seen Blink Medusa in our days, you know?
Yeah.
Jumping between camps. So obviously the synergy with Stone Gaze is pretty good as well, but... what's going on? Ice Blast already been thrown. Pycat, Aegis, when does that expire? 20 seconds or so. It looks like over on the counter. So either they force it and they try and get Pycat to die, or they just bail themselves now, regen up with the Aegis, and take control of the enemy jungle, which looks like they're going to do. Maybe they could... you know, try and bait ARCADE.Power Rangers out of their base, but with Arise dead, I don't think that's really what they're going to be looking at doing.
I just want to come back to the Shadow Blade on Cheshire Cat. I don't feel like it has done anything so far. I mean, he's used it for sure, but he hasn't been able to set up a kill so far, and he hasn't been able to escape from any kills. And now that Nikwa has the gem, I feel like it's got to be even less effective. And I guess it's, I mean, it always also comes down to player preference, right? I mean, if Cheshire Cat feels more comfortable using Shadow Blade, I guess that's good for him, but I think a Blink Dagger in this game would have been much better.
Yeah, if you compare it to Arcane's Mech or Blink Dagger or even the Phase Boot Solar Crest build that we've seen from a ton of tasks, then I agree. I think the Shadow Blade is a lot of invested gold that has kind of gone to waste here. Now, Pycat misses out on, I don't know if he was trying to stack there, but it didn't work out for him while the smoke from Power Rangers. Aggressive stuff. Can they find anyone? Pycat running. Interesting. The game sense, or is this them wanting to smoke themselves up?
I think they want to smoke themselves up. Yeah, they have a smoke on Dazzle.
Oh god, look at this. Power Rangers, they can sniff them, they can see them, but they can't get there. If they smoke up on high ground, then they're fine. If they smoke on low ground, they're screwed. The thing is, you're looking at this, Shadow Fiend Illusion bot lane, there's no one farming bot. There's no one farming top. There's no one pushing mid. So you've got to know, as 4C&L, that there's people missing. It's just that game sense. You know, the person making the calls has been pretty damn good over the past couple of games here.
Yeah, that is really good awareness. And 4C&L, now with this, do you just go high ground or try to siege high ground, even though you don't have the Aegis?
I think...
Oh, yeah.
I think you wait for next Roche, just to have that fail-safe, because your Juggernaut isn't farmed enough to go stand high ground and, you know, basically wail on that tier 3. Maybe if you can find a team fight or a pick-off before heading, like, there's Aghanim's on AA as well, it becomes so much more difficult.
He's so farmed, it's ridiculous.
He's catching up to the Night Stalker, you know?
Yeah. This is insane, honestly, but this way, I mean, if he gets lucky and he hits level 16 before the next team fight, that could honestly be a game changer, or potentially, if they hit like a wombo combo, because that AA blast is going to hurt so much. 17 seconds, no regen. Good luck, boys.
And Tron is split pushing bottom lane. They've got split pushing Rubik mid. They've got TPs to get back to base as well. And look at this, Cheshire Cat is holding out the wave up at top. Difficult stuff. 4C&L, oh god, are they gonna
just want to go.
This?
They just want to go.
Ice Blast is down for 15. Risky stuff. Clear through the creep wave, take down the tier 3. But this is where Power Rangers, they've got the defender's advantage, they've got the jump power, and they could definitely get into the thick of things here as Tron is getting ready to line up cooldown. Oh, it's on cooldown again.
This guy. Nah, but I think in this scenario, I mean, it's kind of okay. It was actually a really good trade for them right now. I think he used it to push out the lane a bit earlier. But yeah, this is honestly a good trade. I mean, if you look at the bottom tier 3 on the dire side, it actually took a decent amount of damage. So next time around, they could potentially even like trade towers or even racks if they do it right. So it's perfectly fine. And I think if you're 4CL, you're just like, hey guys, this was not good at all. Let's try to maximize our farm again and just outfarm our opponents. Well,
we saw Queen of Pain save up a ton of gold, but Pycat got even more. 4,300 Butterfly is on the cards, maybe. Eagle Song. Oh, no. Going to tank himself up. Looks like that's going to be a Skadi.
Yeah, Skadi is honestly so good, especially against the Gyrocopter. And Cheshire Cat runs into Nikwa.
Well, who's running into whom here? I think Sexy Bambo is going to jump back. Two of them. Cheshire Cat stolen out to the Fisher, though. Big Num's got that. Ice Blast will land onto a couple as well. Only the trail onto Bambo as Nikwa dodges it. The Graves up on him. Snowball across. Not going to latch onto anyone because he's already dead. Sucks. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Requiem Raise. Pycat gets the AA, and Tron is trying to fight with his BKB up. But now it's time to run. Only Slash. There we go. Damage output galore. And with the Fisher to secure a rise is pretty much last man standing in this team fight. Cheshire Cat running, tail between his legs, and Big Num on the retreat out as well. And that was with one buyback.
Yeah, that was, but that's fine if you're 4CL. You're most likely going to force out the buyback from the Gyrocopter anyway, just because you're pushing this lane now. And he has to buyback because they can't really let this Rex fall. So this is totally fine for 4CL. And again, Cheshire Cat, if he had Blink there, I think he could have escaped. Just putting it out there. Nah, he probably still wouldn't have escaped, but yeah.
He got out, he TP'd away. He didn't die. Well, Sonic Wave, Saxa, dropping low, but the healing ward already down, and the AA being dead is the big one here, you know. Gyrocopter, sure you could buy back, but without the Ice Blast, you can't really fight through. So this dire
squad as well. That healing ward is just mocking them. Interesting.
And then it gets sucked into the ground.
It is so annoying. Like the Queen of Pain threw out an ult, it clipped the Juggernaut, but that healing ward basically negated the whole ultimate within like seconds.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is why, as you pointed out, the AA at this point is actually really important. And this itemization from him now is paying off big time. Like, this Aghanim's is definitely key in team fights. And he's going to hit level 16 soon as well. And he still actually has the Quelling Blade in his inventory.
Damn you.
Or in his backpack, anyway.
I moved the camera to him and I saw it, but I had to mute to cough. And I was going to say that. He's still got the bloody Quelling Blade in his stash. Damn it. He's got an empty item slot, though. That's
I'm kind of disappointed. Yeah, I'm kind of... Oh, there's a level 16. So now level 3 Ice Blast. If this hits on more than, like, 3 heroes, I want to say, then they have a really good... then they have really good odds of winning the team fight. And I like his positioning. Like, as an AA, of course, you want to position yourself as far away as possible to hit a really big Ice Blast. And it's going to connect probably in like 3 heroes here.
Yeah, it's going to come through. Pycat dodges it. Only hits onto Saxa and EGM. Oh god, the Fisher has locked the Juggernaut in. And Shadow Fiend's the one with the Aegis, so Saxa gets plonked by that little homing missile. But at this point, Ice Blast is down for 20 seconds or so, and this is pretty much free reign for 4C&L to push high ground.
And they have the healing ward now, so I guess the effect of the AA Ice Blasts are being negated after the fact.
And look at this, Pycat, every single time, call down Ice Blast, whatever it may be, he's dodging it with a Blink Dagger. And now he's still
Ice Blast coming in though.
Hang on a second, Pycat, what are you up to? Fisher will stop him, here comes the snowball, but it's only on to Nikwa, really Sonic Wave across one hero, and the Ice Blast is off the mark. This could, honestly, this could mark GG. Tron's BKB is down, 4C&L blink forward, and Pycat pops his own BKB. Good Blink is there, but Bambo, Blink Echo into 2 of them. Tron, he's going to drop here surely with the Fisher, and with that Enchant Totem, Bambo clears up that kill, drops his own life for it in exchange as Nikwa is graved and BKB'd. No racks fallen just yet, but 4C&L, they get the Gyro, they get the tier 3, and with no buyback on Tron, they can really push in here.
So this is where the AA being so far away is actually not good, because the position of his Ice Blast is honestly awful, because he has to predict like 10 seconds in advance, right? Where his Ice Blast is supposed to hit.
Oh, that one's going to be decent. But then damage output afterwards. Arise. So Sonic Wave's there. Across 3, across 4. He's holding. He gets it on EGM. But at this point, it's too late. He hesitated so much that he couldn't catch the 4 heroes that he needed to. Sakusa could have died. Pycat maybe could have died there. But Nikwa chases him down with the earned damage. They're going to finish him off. 70 seconds until he respawns. He does have to buy back. But the racks have gone. 1 lane remaining, and Power Rangers, I don't know, they're holding on by the skin of their teeth, and apparently I can't hold on anymore. GG is called, Arise disconnect, and that's it. 4C&L 2-0 win here over Power Rangers.
Very unfortunate. I thought they had some really good things going for them, but I mean, we talked about it early on as well, that 4C&L just did a really good job of sort of like controlling the game at a certain point, despite the best efforts of J4 and his Quelling Blade.
Good work, Quelling Blade. You served us well. He doesn't have it in the end game score screen, though, unfortunately. That would have been nice, you know, have six Quelling Blades, bring the whole family, sell all your other crap, just, you know, bring your Quelling Blade waifu and